Hey guys, so I got a new toy. Bad need of that. If you guys have seen my yard at any point, it's like been terrible. I've got a riding mower that I've had for 20 years and it was horrible. So I went ahead and splurged and bought this thing, and hopefully this thing makes quick work of my lawn. I'm on a little over an acre, so 60-inch. It's got the Kohler motor in it. And it's commercial / residential type deal. Like, it's the first line of their commercial, so it's like everything on it is like commercial minus the motor is like a residential motor. So hopefully that works out good. And you know, it's pretty heavy duty. It's got a 7-gauge steel deck. Everything's welded. It's pretty badass. It's got an electric to drop this to where you want it. It's got a little electric deal. You set it here, push it down, and it goes down to 2 inches or 4 inches or whatever you want it to. Got the seat. I had to pay a little extra for this seat. It when you sit on it, it's got an air suspension or whatever, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so pretty cool. It's a monster. I'm gonna have to figure out, probably have to clean out my other garage because I don't have room for it in here. So I got my new cowl. Same exact problem. Everything fits. Got this to where, you know, you can stick your fingers in there. So I made a video for Zach at AMD. He got it, received it, emailed me back, said he appreciated it. They're going to review it and see what they can figure out, and he's going to let me know. So I'm not going to do any more to this. I'm not going to modify it or do anything until he gets back with me on what they want to do about this. And if this is just something, it's just going to be the way it is, and I have to, you know, split the panel or whatever. So kind of a little quick update on that. Haven't done anything else to the car. I've been pretty busy with everything else. I'm thinking while I'm waiting on that, I may go ahead and rip this rocker off. I've got 2 brand new rockers here, so I may go ahead and put an outer rocker on this. Get all that lined up and get the door and everything lined up with it, because that's what you do your door off your rocker. Get all that stuff lined up. Then may do the other side if that, you know, I still haven't figured out anything on this part. And then ultimately, since this is all braced up, I could probably go ahead and pull the floor out and do it as well. And, you know, do this last once we figure out what's going on with the part, you know. But I shouldn't have any problems with it movement. I mean, I'm sitting on a freaking stand that's, you know, made for this car specifically with the, you know, points and everything. It's holding it like it should. Everything's braced, cross-braced inside. I mean, if you guys got any other suggestions for me, I'm interested. But, man, I've seen guys literally do this on jack stands with no bracing. So I'm thinking this is probably pretty big time overkill. So I may get on that. It's almost 3 o'clock today. I've been really busy with this thing. And some other things for my little girl, my little handicapped girl. We had to fill out a bunch of paperwork and stuff on her. Just that time of year. So yeah, just a quick update, kind of give you a heads up. If I do anything else to the car, I'll bring you back. But if not, I hope you guys are having a good week, and we'll get with you probably in a couple of days or so. See you. Okay, so I got an answer back from AMD, and they were awesome. I sent them a video what was going on, and man, they really helped out. They watched the video, got together, said, hey, this is what we think it is. So there's not supposed to be a gap. Here, let me turn this off. So there's not supposed to be a gap right here. So that does have to come down. And he said this lip up here sounds to me like if I understood him right, actually needs to come down here. So, but I was thinking this lip was supposed to go here because everything fits like it's supposed to. And I'm like, man, I don't think I can pull that down any more than it is. But that's what he's telling me has to happen. That gap goes away, the bottom gap goes away, which makes sense, but I just couldn't figure out how the hell I was going to do that. So what I've done here is I've taken a clamp, and that's as far as I can clamp it in. I can still get my finger in there. But what I'm going to do, got this clamp tight here, and this is clamping on it. So I'm going to take a big ass hammer, and that's what he told me to do. He said you need a special tool called a big ass hammer, basically, or a big hammer. So I'm going to hit down here and try to move this down. And you can see there's a gap here, so that's got to come down. So basically, I'm bending it. I'm just bending it into shape is what's going to happen. So I'm going to push this down, and then I'm going to continue to tighten this clamp as I make progress. That's my plan so far anyway. I'm going to do the same on both sides here. I clamp this up. I'm pretty dang close back here, but I'm going to have to do the same thing. So I'll just keep working that until I get it down where it needs to be. Hopefully the metal will bend and stay in the shape that it's supposed to. And then, go ahead and pull this back off, prep it for epoxy and the whole thing again. And so, but I'm going to make sure I've got it exactly like I'm ready to weld it down. It's going to be ready to weld next time I put it on. So that way I can clamp it in place and just weld it and be done. Which is probably what I should have done to begin with, but didn't happen. So yeah, this gap's got to come out. This whole thing's got to come down. And so I'm just going to start beating on it with a big ass hammer until I get it where I need it to be. And we'll call it good. This is already pretty dang close right here, so I may end up having to bend this edge up just a little bit, to provide clearance, and then reform this shape a little bit, because that's going to come down here and hit on that if not. So I'll probably have to hammer and dolly that up a little bit. But yeah, once I get this out, I should take the bottom out, and like I said, it makes sense. But man, just clamping this down to where it was snug and everything, I was like, man, it just don't look like it's gonna move. But like you said, with a big enough influential hammer, we'll probably get her done. So all right, we're gonna give that a shot, and I'll let you know how it goes. Damn close. Damn close. So you can see it's just barely up here. I got a little bit of a gap here, but I can actually clamp that down probably just fine. This side here, I've done the same thing. You can see where I've just been beating the snot out of it. Trying to push in here to get this to come out a little bit. You can see the gap there is almost non-existent. So, got this down. This in here is way better. However, it's probably a quarter of an inch. Literally probably a quarter of an inch right around here. The rest of this is pinching together pretty well. So my plan, and you can see I marked a silver deal here. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll bring you back. Alright, so you see here, I marked this little line here. This is where it's away from, you know, like a quarter inch away from or whatever. So I'm going to try to do this. I need to get some hearing protection because I'm hammering. Where this little high crown hammer is going to come in right in this corner here. Go too much. Gotta check it. Alright, let's go fit this thing and see if that stretching did any good there. Alright, let's see what we got. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I'm going to probably quit here. But you can see I've still got a little bit of a gap. So I'm going to need to work this down probably a little farther up in here. Maybe a little closer to the inside edge here and push all this down. I'll probably be fine here. That'll pinch down. This side is pretty well where it needs to be. This is pushing up against, I don't know if that'll show that, but you can see the black pushing up against it. I've got a little tiny gap here, but I'm going to smear that with seam sealer probably. As long as I can get my welds to bite down flat, that's what I'm after. So the rest of that's going to have a pretty wide deal of seam sealer on it. So that'll probably work for this side. That side I'm going to have to massage a little bit more. But I'm going to have to do that another day because it's time to go in and go to bed. I've got to work tomorrow. So yeah, I'll just keep working on it and messing with it until I get it where it needs to be. I bet I could run a sheet metal screw through that and suck that thing down too. Because I got to pop a hole here. I may just pop a hole there, go ahead and suck that thing down with a sheet metal screw. See how that works. I don't know. I'm just kicking ideas out there. That's all I'm doing is winging it. So, like I said earlier, I got the green light to go ahead and beat the snot out of it from AMD. They're like, this is the way it works. The Craig Hopkins guy, if you guys have ever heard of him, I'm pretty sure it's probably him. I could be wrong, but he works for AMD now, and he's the one that, at the bottom of the deal, it said Craig. I'm thinking he's the guy that said, no, you gotta beat these things into place. You gotta beat them into submission, basically. And so that's what I'm doing. My deal was I just want to make sure before I started beating the snot out of this, I wasn't wasting my time because it was just a wrong part, or the part was built poorly, or whatever. So no, this is pretty much the way it works. So all right, guys, that's it for me tonight, and I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'll talk to you guys next time.